Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Grant. I'm the host of the radio show, Your Future's Now, on the TogiNet radio station. We have had almost 5 million downloads of our podcast. We've worked very hard on our show. We promote our guests, we promote our shows, we do everything we can to get the information out. And a lot of people say, Jim, where are you on the internet? Well, I want to make a little video here and just share with you where we are, okay? Because we got an exciting show for tomorrow. If you go to TogiNet.com, this is the homepage of TogiNet Radio. It's an internet radio station. And one of our shows is normally listed on the homepage because we're one of the top shows. We've earned the right to be considered one of the top shows on TogiNet. We're very proud of that. A lot of hard work, a lot of sweat equity in that, trust me. But on July the 17th, we had the privilege and honor of having Mr. Marty Haggard on our radio show. And Marty is the oldest son. He's the oldest child of Merle Haggard, oldest son. And he traveled with his dad from 8 years of age on up. Now, in the 60s and the 70s, when his dad was writing all that wonderful music, and he is the greatest country and western songwriter and singer in the history of country and western music. That's just a fact. I mean, he's got closer to 50 number one hits. Take, for example, I got to tell you a little story right quick, if I may. Silver Wings, that was released in the album of 1969, The Okie from Muskogee. It was never released as a single. And yet, that is one of the most popular songs that Marty gets requested to sing when he's performing. Isn't that kind of ironic? But you can download Marty's show here, and I'll show you that in a moment. But if you want to visit Marty, you can I'm just going to right click on that so I don't close it. You can go to martyhaggard.com, and there's Marty. You can read about him. He goes out and still performs. You can see where he's going to be performing at. He may be in an area close to you. If he is, go see him. You're in for a treat. He has also started a new podcast show, so be sure and sign up for that, and tell Marty I sent you. He won't charge you anymore, I don't think. No, we have a good time together. He's going to be on the Messages of Inspiration and Hope and Support show that I'm going to show you in just a moment. But Marty's a top-notch guy. He's first class. It was an honor for me to have him on the show. And having good people like this who share stories about their life and how people can relate to them, that is why we are one of the top-rated shows on TogiNet and why we have all those downloads. And I want to thank Marty for that and all the other wonderful guests that we've had. I'm going to introduce you to a couple of them here in just a moment. But let me close this down. Again, that's martyhaggard.com, okay? Just like it sounds. If you go to the homepage of TogiNet, you can just click on Your Future is Now. I've already done that. If you just click on it, here I am. Your Future is Now. How about that? You can listen to us on YouTube and iTunes and Spotify, and we're also on Google Play now, and a couple other. No, one of them. I'm trying to remember who it is. We need to update that. I hadn't done my work. I need to do that. But over here is all of our podcasts. Take, for example, if you like to download Marty's show, you can click on it. It would download the MP3 right there at yours to keep. You can view all of our podcasts, and you can see, I'm not going to go through each one or anything like that because you can see we've done quite a few shows here, and the list goes on. But anyway, we are sponsored by the Speakers Pathway Coalition at speakerspathway.com. I mentioned the Messages of Inspiration, Hope, and Support. We've had over 200 speakers on this show. And I want to give a shout out real quickly to a lot of the good guests here. Tina Ridge, Charlene Fouts, Matthew Corbin, they were on recently. 3 super speakers. Please, please, please go to the Messages of Inspiration, Hope, and Support on the webpage, speakerspathway.com. And you see where it says see more. You can click on those. And we have the individual presentation there of each speaker. If you scroll down here, you can see we got pages and pages and pages and pages. And let me just pick out a page here. I'll pick out lucky number 6. And let it load up some. Wayne Stoner, he's been on twice. Judy's been on. I remember her and the story about her son. That's a very emotional, heartfelt story that she shared. Wonder, and these people share from the heart. That's the beauty in it. We created the messages of inspiration, hope, and support for the pandemic that hit us, for people that were, suffering from, isolation. And the wonderful thing about being a speaker is that, and this Maya, she's been on twice. She was on earlier this week. She's a wonderful lady. And the reason we created it was because we knew there were people out there that needed some information and on messages of inspiration, hope, and support. They needed that. So that's why it was done. So let me click on Dawn Meyer here, for example. And Dawn was on the show. She was on Monday, April the 27th. And this is her topic here: releasing stress and upset and creating more calm and peace. I'll learn to read here by the time I get a little older here. And she was a NASA rocket science. It tells a little bit about her. So anyway, my point being, if you click on one of these messages of inspiration and hope, one of these speaker stories, and they really bless you, please get in touch with that speaker and say, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. And if you know someone that could benefit from their story, who is suffering, please share it with them and let the speaker know, because these folks donated their time. They shared a lot of information. So please be kind and share that with them. And tomorrow on the radio show, we're excited. We're going to be talking about the 6-minute webinar. Oh my goodness gracious. People ask me all the time, what is the 6-minute webinar? Let me tell you what the 6-minute webinar is not. All of us have been able, we see these links, we see these little things, these little buzzwords that catch our attention, and we click on it, and it takes us to some video. And you normally have one or two type of people. You got your professional people who are doctors, and they go on and on and on. And then they tell you, well, I'm a graduate of Johns Hopkins University. I'm board certified from everything from asthma to ingrown toenails. And I'm not trying to be facetious or ridiculous. I'm just saying that doesn't mean anything to you. If they say I graduated from, Johns Hopkins University, I'm a board certified physician in whatever their specialty is, okay, that's good, that's credential. But they go on and on and on. But what kills me is they go on and on about the problem. You're already familiar with the problem, otherwise you wouldn't be there, right? And then you got the pitch man. Oh, geez. Some of their stories are ridiculous. I mean, they're borderline, you're like, this couldn't be real. And it's this one guy's listened to one night. I mean, he just went, from one train wreck to another train wreck to another train wreck. And it was about as ridiculous if he'd have said, he went out in the boonies somewhere back in some foreign land, way out in the boonies, had a guy take him up there, and he met these people, and he thought they were in their 20s and 40s, and they were actually in their 60s and 80s. And he couldn't believe how healthy they were, and this and that, and da-da-da-da-da. And they had found this special formula that they got. And he's now entitled to it because the tribal chief put a necklace around his neck, and now he's one of them. So he's the only one that has this product. And he was so excited when he got on the airplane flying back. The stewardesses asked him, says, "Sir, are you okay?" "I'm doing fine. I just hope, can you tell the pilot stuff, make this thing go a little faster?" And, just ridiculous stories like that. As soon as I walked in the house, my wife could tell me that I was a changed man. And that night she came to me, she says, "Honey, you don't have to sleep on the couch anymore." She says, "You can come back and sleep with me in the bedroom." And he says, then it dawned on me, the 3 words my wife has said for many years that, that I didn't get and in the past. And he says, I jumped up and I said those 3 words, "Yes, yes, oh yes." He says, I was so excited I didn't have to sleep on the couch anymore, right? You know what I'm talking about. They get borderline ridiculous. You get worn out. And the previous group, I mean, they just go on and on and on about the problem. And you get up there and you click on that little red X in the upper right-hand corner, and the pop-up comes up, "Are you sure you want to leave?" Yes, because your meter is expired with me, buddy. I'm out of here. So what is the 6-minute webinar? I'm going to show you one example, and I'll show you how to find out about it, okay? And I'm going to give, for those of you that hang with me to the end, I'm going to give you a little nugget, okay? Let me share my screen. The 6-minute webinar. This is our website, sixminutewebinar.com. You play this video here, Don McGrath walks you through the 6-minute webinar. Now imagine if you could promote your company, if you could promote one of your products, if you could promote one of your services, whatever your specialty is, whatever your business is, and you could start from the alpha to the omega, from an opening to a very end with a call to action in 6 minutes or less, would that be valuable to you? As opposed to the other stuff out there, about trying to go on and on for 20 minutes about the problem. I laugh at them because bless their heart. I know they mean well, but they don't know any different. But now you can not only know different, but you can be able to get customers 24/7 with little or no work. I'm serious about that, folks. And we backed into this accidentally. We did. I got to tell you a story. We were out in Phoenix. We were going to put on some training. We were expecting a lot more people that showed up than actually did. We had a very small group. Don McGrath, my partner at Speakers Pathway, and Don and Bill Heinrich and me, we're the three main principals behind the 6-minute webinar. Don came to me and he says, Jim, let's give as much value as we can. I said, okay. He decided, and we crafted up, Don mainly did most of the work, but we crafted up a 6-minute talk. And at first, I didn't know whether it would float or not. I mean, because I'm a trained speaker. I'm a certified presentator. I mean, I was an instructor for 12 years. I've been on stages and spoken for an hour and a half or something, and really I have. And speaking for an hour for me is a piece of cake. I mean, I do hour radio shows every week. I do hour, shows on the internet with the message of inspiration, hope, and support. So me talking is not a problem, but getting it down to 6 minutes, that's a problem for a speaker. Trust me on that. We trimmed it down. He is a speaking geek. I'll put Don up against anybody, any place, anywhere, anytime. I've said that many times. And Don McGrath is a friend that you've never met yet, okay? Now, that being said, Don he did most of the work on that. And we had one of our members who attended that got it. The lights went on. She was home. She got it. And that young lady, let me share, she's going to be on the show tomorrow. Her name is Stephanie Dwayne. She's a professional hypnotist. She told Don, wow, when are you going to put in some more of those 6-minute talks? She says, I consider that 6-minute talk my personal ATM machine. And we kind of like, okay. I mean, we really still hadn't figured it out. The value of what we had. We really didn't. And when we put on the message of inspiration, hope, and support, we started evaluating everything that we had there and everything we had done. And because we condensed it down to just, 10 minutes or less, 12 minutes, something like that. And we go, wait a minute, we got something here. And Stephanie's been telling us for how long? This is her personal ATM machine because she could share that 6-minute message anywhere. And she was creating sales. That's why she called it her personal ATM machine. Contact Stephanie, bytheseahypnosis.com. And I nicknamed her the Ka-ching lady. And she just laughs at me because you can tell her that, did Jim, does he call you the Ka-ching lady? And she'll laugh. But most importantly, Stephanie is one of the inspirations that got us going. And I want to give a shout out to Stephanie and say thank you. She got it. And I'm so glad that she did, because not only she's going to be, her actions are going to be a great blessing to a lot of people. Another young lady we're going to have on this show is Kimberly Miner. Kimberly is quite a story. I mean, here's about her. You can go to holisticliving.life, excuse me. If you need to pause and click on that, please do. But imagine Kimberly. She left her home in the upper Midwest. I think it was around Minnesota or Michigan, somewhere up in there. I don't remember. But anyway, she drove over 2,000 miles to Phoenix, Arizona. She knew nobody. She had to start over from scratch. Not only has she built a very successful business out there, she has her own podcast, and she is right now, as I speak, she is creating, she's already got it started, she's creating the Kimberly Miner Network. Impressive, huh? Absolutely. And she's going to be on the show too. And one of the things that I'd like to share with you, I told you I was going to share something with you, show you realistically. This lady here, I worked with on her 6-minute webinar. And in the 6-minute webinar, this is her slides that she used. She tells a story in this 6 minutes or less. She's going to share with them what the topic is. Rid yourself of negative energy. So right now, you know what you're getting. And then, whoops, I didn't get my mouse over here, excuse me. Then she goes in about how to regain balance and energy. And then she asks me to share a secret with you. But she makes a promise to you because she's not going to waste your time. That's very, very important, isn't it? Absolutely. The lady's name is Donna Guinois. She's the creator of Renew Your Energy Now. Donna has had a tremendous story down her pathway of life. She had a brain aneurysm. I believe it's 4 by 7 millimeters. If I remember correctly, it required 3 brain surgeries, ladies and gentlemen. It took her almost 2 years to speak one complete sentence. And because of her struggles and all that, she shared that she knew something had to change because she couldn't counsel her daughter. And, when her daughter asked her questions, the words wouldn't come for her to assist and help her daughter and answer her questions. And she talked about how she solved her problem by traveling down her journey. And then she promised them 3 simple steps, how to identify, how to breathe, and forgive yourself. And she goes into more details than I will here. This is just an overview. And then she says, are you ready? And she says, what you will get with the energy renewal system. She promises 3 things there. You can read them. Finally understand the sources of negative energy, have valuable tools, and be empowered to use those tools. And she has a call to action. Now, you see how she does this all. In fact, her video, her webinar video takes about 5.5 minutes. You see how she started out? You see how she did all that? She promised them up front, this is a 6-minute webinar. So therefore, when you start out in these other webinars, you don't know how long it's going to be. And it's really amazing how, they want to use and abuse your time. And then they want to ask you if you're ready to, are you sure you want to leave? Yes, of course. You've abused my time, and that's not right. And I promised you a free gift, didn't I? Well, I got to share my screen again. Let me reduce this here down and go back and share my screen. Because this is the starting point. If you're trying to get out of the woods on something and you really need a helping hand, I clicked right to it. Look at there. Bill Heinrich, he's one of our executive training directors at Speakers Pathway Coalition, but also to clarity. You've got to have clarity in your mind. You got to know what the end result is to be able to hit the target. It's kind of like, I know a lot of people that talk about guns is not popular, but if you're going to do target shooting, guess what? You better know where the target is, and that's what you aim at. And to do that in the business world or whatever it is that you want to accomplish, whether it be a nonprofit, whether you want to write a book, you name it, the principles are the same, ladies and gentlemen. You can get a free copy of his myfreebook.me. Clarity Has No Story. I'm going to right click on that and open it up for him. And there it is. You can download it for free. Bill is not going to chase you down and try to sell you something else or anything like that. Bill is also the author of The 7 Levels of Truth. And I've got a copy of that book, and it's a wonderful book. This took 25 years in the process. So if you want to get in touch with Bill, his Gmail address, his email address at Gmail is The Divine Purpose Guy. And Bill will give you a 30-minute free counseling session. In addition to that, let me give you another little nugget here. When you go to the 6-minute webinar and you watch this video here that goes into more detail, like I showed you just the basic outline of Donna's, imagine if you're looking to do something, you may be out of work, you may not be sure, whatever. Imagine all of the professional people who need to advertise their business and do not know how. Doctors, attorneys, veterinarians, dentists. The list goes on and on and on. All business owners are probably the worst ones that know how to advertise their business. I know, I used to own a manufacturing business. And I'd get ready to advertise and, okay, what are you going to say? Well, I don't know. But imagine you creating this 6-minute webinar for them, and you would be the one to do all of their social media posting for them on a daily basis. You could ask them, okay, what do you may post on Monday and on Tuesday? What do you may say on Wednesday? What are some of the features that you have? What do you offer? What problems do you solve? And these folks will pay you to do that. You don't have to do it for free. So that's another nicety to know, that you might know someone that might want to take advantage of that. But most importantly, tomorrow, tune in. We're going to share some exciting information about the 6-minute webinar. Now, the radio show is 1 hour. We start at 9 a.m. in the morning on the West Coast, 12 noon on the East Coast. Eastern Standard Time is 12 noon. That's when we start. So tune in. You can go to TogiNet. Now, if you can't make it or whatever, if you miss us or whatever, you know now where you can go get your downloads and listen to the show, because I promise you it will provide a lot of value, a lot of insight for you. And most importantly, let us know if we can help you with the 6-minute webinar, because I helped Donna with hers. We have specialists behind the scenes who will work with you. We have that program into place. We even have a program where when someone says, hey, listen, I can't do this. Okay, no problem. We get the information from you. We even have a program where we'll put it together for you. We're that good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time, your good attention. I hope I didn't bore you too much, but I just had to make a video about the show we got tomorrow, the 6-minute webinar. I'm very excited about it. We're going to have Dandy Don McGrath be there. Bill Heinrich will be there. You saw the young ladies that's going to be there. Stephanie Dwayne, and what was her nickname? The Ka-Ching Lady. That's right. You got it. And, of course, Kim Miner will be there. And yours truly will be there. So please join us. If you can't, please catch us on a download or YouTube or iPod, I mean, not iPad, but iTunes, whatever they call that Apple thing, or Spotify, and please share our shows with others. I'm Jim Grant. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.